90.
Are you ready? Let's go. Indeed, it is howdy doody time. And let's see. There he is. There he is. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. Howdy.
Rick, you're muted. You got to unmute yourself, Rick.
Does he have to?
There we go. There we go. Oh,
No, somebody else did.
Yeah, I did.
You muted me.
I did.
It was me. I did.
How's it going? We just came through this is letdown weekend. I mean, we only have, well, we're going to run around the GM building. I was watching some, as soon as this is over, I got the practice taped. I'll watch it. I think it's on right now. But I seen yesterday, Willpower, Pal Drive, Kirkwood, out of the way through that section. They have that little tiny section. Looks like they're going. It's skinnier than a pit lane, you know, and that's right where the wall is from Canada to the United States there. And he just, I don't know, he was possessed. It was pretty cool. I watched that on Facebook, but this race is. I like Bell Island better, much better. You know, the bumpy straightaways they can pass there. You know, that thing was bumpy though. But I don't know what happened, why they had to move it across the water there over to around the GM building. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
Don't
that.
know why. Not a great track, but I'll tell you, what about Alex Palou? We are watching history.
Yeah,
guys.
That's for sure, isn't it?
No one has ever dominated. I don't even know if anyone's dominated to this level in a regular car, let alone a spec car.
Oh, I know.
I mean, no one's ever dominated in a spec car like this. But I mean, he's not winning by like just blowing people's doors off. It's the whole team. It's the strategies. It's the pit stops. It's the. I mean, you don't win in a spec car by blowing people's doors off. You have to run a perfect race. The whole team.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Is it aliens coming?
That's Matt's computer again.
Really?
Is that your computer buzzing, Matt?
I don't know. I can't hear anything, but if I can't hear, it probably is. But, geez, I just
but anyway,
changed something.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing that a team could get it that right. You know, I mean, everything's falling their way. The main competition has trouble, you know, but still, amazing season. You got to have luck, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, the one thing is Alex never used to qualify great. Now he's starting to qualify good. You know, he's starting to get that one lap speed. So, hell of a year. We could be seeing history here, guys. And, I mean, I don't know if because think of it as Cup. Can you imagine a guy in Cup winning 5 of the first 6 races?
He would be so hated.
Yeah, but in the old car, you could do that. whenever they had these huge advantages, and if you didn't have a Hendrick car or a Petty car, but depending on what area you want to go, or a Wood Brother car, you were out to lunch in different periods. Whereas now everyone has the same damn thing, so every week we have no clue who the players are going to be at Nashville. And also you have no clue who the players are going to be. Wow, Jim.
That's okay.
He's not knocking kids over there.
Yeah.
I say nothing broke.
But yeah, we have no clues they're going to be even here at Detroit. It's going to be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just amazing. I'm tuning in to see if we can keep it going. Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be
6
amazing.
or 7?
That'd be amazing.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see stuff like that, especially by the small margins. I mean, that's what I love.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, I could not watch practice, for our qualifying for Formula One, and I could already tell you, most likely, the McLarens are going to lock out the front row. Outside chance, Verstappen might sneak into one of the 2 spots, and that's it. There is no other team that's going to get on the front row, and that doesn't sell. That sells to the hardcore race fan watching here, because we used to go where Eddie won 10 races in a row, and we were all still fans. Or Jeff Gordon, whenever Ray Everham was painting the tires with Paragon. I don't know what he was using. He was using that same crap we used with RC cars, remember? To soften the tires. But that's what we're talking about, the cheating, Matt. And it's like, how many people on the team know that they're cheating? Like in Gordon's case, how many people? The guy doing it, and probably Ray Everham. I guarantee you, Jeff Gordon had no idea. Definitely Mr. Hendrick had no idea. And it's the guy that's the engineers are the cheap mechanics, but now it's engineers trying to show, prove their worth.
Yeah.
And so I guarantee you, Andretti Global had no idea that those cars were, cheating. I know Penske had no idea, even though the putty gate.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That was the dumbest thing. After you built the cars and then you looked at the picture, you're going, a 30-second worth of putty is going to get you anything. Not a chance. That was just some engineer,
Yep.
Yeah. But the piece of tape on the front end, that actually worked.
Yeah, that was.
Those 2 cars in Cup, when Joe Gibbs ran that tape up front, whoever thought of that guy was a genius. Because that did work. The cars ran 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Tape gate. But that's, it's such a big deal. That's why lay off Roger Penske, guys. Really, everybody cheats, and honestly, I guarantee you, Joe Gibbs had no idea that tape was under that car. That was 1 or 2 guys on the team max knew that. Yeah, no, they don't. The drivers have no clue.
They want to.
No way.
They want to keep that hush hush.
People. Right. Well, people go to other teams, and you don't want them taking. You're cheating over there.
If you're cheating, keep it here on my team.
It's going to be a good weekend. Yeah. No, but it's just everybody's looking for that little bit, especially with these cars now.
Yeah.
These spec cars, everybody's looking for a little bit, and or you could do it like Ganassi. Who knows? They're probably cheating too. But or you could do it like Ganassi and just get everything absolutely right. You know, their pit stop. I mean, think of the races he won. He didn't win all those on sheer speed. He won them because they pitted at the right time. Remember they had no yellows. Their strategy just worked out. They had no screw ups in the pits. They weren't like Prima Team where what was the kid that got the pole? By the way, that car was found illegal too. Well, his teammate was. They didn't tear his apart.
I heard of that one.
But you can assume they both had the same thing. So that one was really cheating. They were messing with electronics. But he came in and took out half his pit crew. You know?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just one little mistake like that. It's a good way. I tell you what, good race. The two cars in front of the lead pack, they had a hell of a race at the end. Too bad it was they weren't out of it, and we could have watched Ericsson and who else was in there? Pillow and them. They would have. The farther back you are, the harder it is to pass.
Yeah.
Unless your name's Joseph Newgarden, I guess it don't matter. But anyways, that boy's got that track down, and I'm sure Roger was glad he didn't win because with all the controversy, he didn't need that.
Unfortunately, probably.
You know, big picture. But it worked out great. The guy that's doing the winning won the race. Ross Chastain made a great charge, won that thing, and too bad he wasn't in the Busch beer car. Would have made it, but I ain't making another jockey car. But that was a good race. Went late. 8:00. This thing, it was 8:00 my time. So it was that was 11 o'clock on the East Coast? Was it something like that? But anyways, we shipped just about all the kits. We got the Josh Berry's pretty much out, most of them. We have to make a few more, actually. We oversold them. So that's another problem, just like we did on the Traveler's Whiskey. So they're going to knock those out next week. We do have the decals for them and the boxes, so just a matter of them injecting a few more green bodies. So we'll get the whatever's left over of those out, and then we got the Traveler's Whiskey that we owe everybody. We already picked them up. Mm-hmm. They're out. We got the Kid of the Month, the Daytona 500 winner, William Byron, out. And we got the SVG Red Bull car out.
Oh, boy.
So we've been pretty busy around here. And then, of course, we had our Memorial Day sale, which sold a bunch of kits. And, we sold out a paddle award.
That's still up on the website.
If you want Scott Dixon, I think we got. No, it's not on the website.
Did he take it down?
No, it was
last night.
Yeah, a long time ago. No, it wasn't. Scott Dixon is, and we only have I think if you want Scott Dixon, buy it right now. Because we got I think 5 or 6 left of the Dixon. The Joseph's running out. And but we do have coming the 2025 Indy 500 winner. Alex Pillow. Yep. You can pre-order that on the site. And then we got we're gonna have the 74 Daytona 500 winner coming up here soon on the site.
Yeah.
Richard Petty with the round vermilion at the front, which I could never do because I didn't have a round pinstripe. So I'm excited to be able to do that car. And that one, Matt, I'm going to use the vermilion decals.
Oh, you are you?
I've yet to use them. Yeah.
They look great.
Yeah, this picture doesn't really show how round it is. it's rounder than that, guys, but that was the only picture we could get without stealing one off the internet. But it's more like a basketball on the front there. Yeah, well, I think that's just a different track is what it is. But sometimes we got to use what we can get. But
right.
There's some. Just look in the thing. Look, 74 Daytona, and you'll see what I mean. It's much rounder. It's round there, but it just didn't come out. Then we got Tony the Tiger coming.
Yep, those are our two kits.
That's up to
this coming month. I got the
two kids
distracting me over my shoulder, Rick, and I don't know where the race is, but wherever it was, Ron Capps blew up again. So kind of banged into the walls, but didn't look like it was as bad as it was last time. But blew up and destroyed the body. So.
Oh wow, them bodies aren't cheap, you know.
Oh, I bet.
Kyle Larson. I like this car.
Cheap.
Well, I like that paint scheme, don't you, Matt?
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, that is a good looking car.
Yeah. And then we got
kind of a bummer when it hit the wall.
We're selling both the Larsons, the IndyCar and the World 600 car, which I will bet he runs that World 600 car again at the Indy, along with Josh Berry running the Lotus. I think they'll bring them back for Indy because they have all the right sponsorship on them, you know. And then what else we got? So we got them 4 cars we're shipping. I think with Travelers Whiskey, we're right on it. So I don't think we have any for sale.
So this one,
that's going to be replaced with a picture.
Is that July?
They're sending a picture to the track.
Okay, good. Good.
July, yeah. That Alex Pillow is July. That's July. And then the kid of the month in July is, I can't remember.
Give me a second.
Oh, I think I remember. I can't tell you yet. I got to tell the club on Tuesday first. But yeah, got some great ones. Got some great old ones. Got a great club exclusive coming. Most of the club knows what that is. It's a Marty Robbins car. They all know. And you have to be in the club though to get it. It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be good.
We're doing that 71 with the flat hood, you know, Matt.
Yep.
With just the actually the one where you had the rims where they were purple and fluorescent yellow.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So Clay's gonna have to make some cool decals for those rims. But yeah, it's gonna be a good looking car. That's gonna be a neat one. And I don't know, see, I don't think, you know, putting it out on the shelves and stuff, I don't think the public would appreciate it. You know, like the hardcore guys in the club.
Yeah, that is.
You know, watching the show.
It's still a lot of people they don't club.
Yes, Keith Townsend. It is a club member exclusive on that Marty Robbins. Yep. I don't know. What color are we going to mold it in? Are we going to mold it in purple or the other color?
Purple. I don't know. Purple and then fluorescent yellow decals.
There you go.
Yeah. Purple with fluorescent yellow decals. And then you can paint your purple if you want. If not, you can just use the color of the body.
Yep.
You know? But yeah, I got some great stuff.
Membership does have its privileges.
We didn't do the poll winner. Yeah. But we didn't do the poll car because we knew it would go backwards like that.
Yeah.
The odds of you know, that turning out, you know, we weren't going to do a guy that runs in the back. So we'll probably push up the 2021. This one I'm excited about. 2021 Helio Castroneves winner.
Mm-hmm.
Indy 500 winner. We even have the windscreen all ready to go. It'll be the first time we've used it because that windscreen had a splitter going down the middle of it. And when we did the car, Jim did both windscreens.
Yeah.
So
I got
it's going to
one.
be the first time we use it.
I think I've got a couple.
Yeah,
actually.
you got everything. Me and you built that car so many freaking times before it was even put out in the market.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I built that IndyCar. Yeah, a lot.
That's going to be
the most fun though. It was. Well, it got the pink. It's really good looking car. I don't know if Jim doesn't have it handy. I don't know when we're going to release it. Probably towards the end of summer or whatever, somewhere in there. But it's coming out this year. It's going to be exciting. And if the pace the Indy cars are moving, we might have to pick up the pace on what we make because they're selling faster than we had planned.
But that's
and
a
we
good
only
thing.
sell them. Yeah, but they're fun to build, man. I'll tell you, they go together great. They're a really fun build.
Jim, look down. Pull that up.
What's that? What's that, Matt?
Look at the picture I just pulled up. You can pull it up.
Can
you do it?
I can.
That is a good-looking car, unless it messes your stuff up. But.
That's Richard Petty.
I got to hang on. I got to delete some other pictures. Yeah, I got to delete some other things. Yeah.
But that is a good looking car. The pink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the pink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is.
The funny thing is, we can't use that photo. The Borg Warner trophy has its own licensing.
Isn't that
so? We have to black out the Borg Warner trophy.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of pictures of that car though. But that car is just that is.
Oh, we already did the box. We're done.
Car.
Yeah,
such a good looking.
That pink's cool too. Clay already did the decals. We were just sitting there because we were going to do the pole winner and the Indy 500 winner, and since we skipped out on the pole winner, then we just moved Haleo up. He was already planned for this year.
Yeah.
So we just bounced it up. Well, because the problem is getting approval on these old sponsors. Luckily, with that team, they still have Sirius and all that. They're still dealing with the sponsors on that car. So that worked out. It's just like the Ericsson, we're having trouble because of that Husky, Swedish chocolate Husky.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was tools. It turned out to be chocolate.
That's what first came to my mind. Boy, you're still having that though, huh?
Yeah, well, we haven't pushed it, but would like to do that. And the other one's the Sato car, from Real, because we have the stuff to be able to do that. That'd be the 2000 winner. So that's still our goal to get the Sato and the Husky car.
Yeah.
And as far as the two teams, the drivers and the teams agreeing, Chip's already done it with that first Sato car we did. Sato was already over at Real when we did that, and Chip signed off on it. He didn't care. So that's not really a problem. It's really the sponsor is the issue. The team doesn't want to. They need the sponsor to sign off on it, and I'm not sure exactly. Yeah. But the DHL car looked great, though. I thought, last year's car wasn't wild about, but this one looked good. It was a good-looking car.
Everybody keeps asking.
And Alex Pillow, guy, what?
The weenie car.
He went from
the Oscar Mayer cars. No, actually, you could probably go out and buy those. They're probably available by somebody.
Yeah, we're going to do the crowd car.
Of course. Then again, Rick, if we did
the crowd car one,
it would open us up to a whole new world of people that had no idea we existed.
Holy cow!
Well,
Never
you know
saw
what
it.
was funny that I'll tell you, Fox has just. I'll be honest, they're doing a better job with IndyCar than they did with NASCAR. I mean, they brought all their shows, like their ESPN type shows. I don't watch them, but because I'm not into sports, so I didn't really know the personalities. But they did every show pretty much from the speedway.
Mm-hmm.
So all their shows were based around racing for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mhm.
And it was really cool for Fox to put that effort. And now I see a new commercial where Pato at the end says maybe I can get a girlfriend or something like that.
Yes.
But it's still the three of them. They keep promoting Joseph, Pato, and Pillow, which is smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are your three. I mean, there's other guys. McLaughlin's a great driver. But you got two young guys in Pillow and Award, who's good looking. They're both good looking kids, And then you got Tom Brady in the Penske car with Newgarden, back-to-back Indy winner. That was a great commercial.
He's not Tom Brady. He's super
best ever. He's not that good looking. That was a great. Whoever the concept on the IndyCar commercials, great job.
They did a great job.
You got to give Fox did do a good job, but I don't think they did that. They were so on the NASCAR. They didn't do that great. This Prime, I was watching the ratings. Man, they barely beat Formula One Monaco. Now Monaco was on network. Don't get me wrong, and they still beat it. But luckily Marco came up in my room and put it on the TV because I wouldn't have lasted in front of the TV set downstairs, So he put his Prime password in, and I was able to lay up there. I think I slept through segment 1 and most of 2, and then I woke up for the end. It was a long day, man. I got up, watched MotoGP.
Oh boy,
really? Yeah. Well, a lot of people didn't, man. That Prime, there's quite a few. I was talking to some of our club members. They're going to miss the next 4 races, 4 more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 4 or 5 more races. They go, I'm going to miss.
Yeah.
And I actually found out that we have it in this house. I just don't have it in my part of the house. So
yeah, that's the way I am, Matt. They have it downstairs. Yeah, they have it downstairs, but then he did come up and do it for me, though. Good kid.
That's good. Yeah,
so
I could probably get fired up.
I got to watch the end. I mean, the World 600 after the Indy 500, I don't know. They should go to Talladega if they want to keep our attention.
Rick, are you jealous?
600 miles.
Rick, are you jealous about that post I just put up on the screen?
I didn't look.
Well, look at it. It's on the screen.
I was at the MotoGP.
Oh.
Sarah Jane lives about 15 minutes up the road. Yeah, she was there. She's right up the road from Silverstone.
Oh, in Spain?
England, Silverstone.
Oh, Silverstone. That's right. It was Spain the week before. Silverstone. Yeah. No, I'll tell you, MotoGP is great racing. Might be the best.
It really is. I never think about it.
Everybody I tell that to. Jim said, "Oh, I don't have the time for it." Then he watched one and he goes, "Holy crap!" Right, Jim?
Yeah, it's amazing to watch them and watch the lines and how they'll go in set for a corner, but then they'll redirect how they're going through the corner, and somebody will come in on the inside or dive bomb them on the outside, and It's amazing.
It is.
But we don't make those. Probably won't.
I know,
Of course,
but
we could do the
still
track
good
house
racing, but
we could do the track house bikes, Rick.
yeah,
Oh, whoa, that would be.
But you know what's good about it is that it's kind of like old racing. You know, when cars used to blow up mad at the end, you'd be holding your breath the last lap. Well, these guys fall so much that at any minute, the guy that's 5 seconds, or 5 seconds is a lot, but it's happened. But 2 seconds up the road, he could fall. You know, and they do constantly, so it makes it for pretty exciting racing. But Indy didn't disappoint. It was good race. World 600 was a good race.
Yep.
We had Monaco stunk, but we knew that
as usual.
I mean, you can't drive semis around Monaco. Well, dude, I seen the best memes. So all over Facebook, how to fix Monaco, and guys are designing the track where it goes out into the bay. You know what I mean? And all of this, and then one guy just showed the new car compared to the car like when Schumacher ran, right? And it's like half the size, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, "It's not the track, it's the car." And then the best one was, though, this was a NASCAR fan. He took Monaco and he put Daytona in there. He goes, there. That's how you fix Monaco.
Just a few buildings you got to knock out of the way.
He
Not a
put
big
the
deal.
Daytona track in. So yeah, that was the best. That guy won, definitely. You put Daytona there. Everybody watch it.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
But yeah, it's good. We got a good weekend of racing. It's just so hard coming off that big week, you know. You got a crown jewel NASCAR race. You got the biggest race in the world. The Monaco Grand Prix is what it's still prestigious, but it is what it is.
You're just waiting for it and looking forward to it.
Lead,
I got the problem is I didn't realize about the whole. I didn't have time to prepare for it. I didn't realize till like about halfway through the Indy 500, I think, is when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to watch the World 600 because it was on Prime, and that took the wind out of my sails. I think it was from somebody who posted it on the Builders Club. I'm like, wait, you're kidding me, and I just didn't have time to put that together, and that kind of deflated me. And then I fell asleep 2 laps. I missed the end of the Indy 500. 2 laps ago, I pass out. Oh, come on!
You're getting old, Matt.
I woke up to who I woke up to Malukas in the wall. They had that shot, and it's like, and they were and they're showing that, and they announced who the winner was. That's how I found out, coming out of a sleep. Old man.
Well, they teched the top 10, right?
Yeah.
So the two Andretti cars got kicked to the back, and the Prima car. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Prima, whatever the hell the name of it is.
Yeah.
So their team cars were probably kicked out if they would have been in the top 10 too. So yeah, the pole sitter did exactly what I thought he'd do. Yeah. Went backwards immediately. Yeah.
I know towards the end of the race. I was rooting for that Malukas. Is that the proper way to say his last name? But
David Malukas.
I was rooting for him because I liked the looks of the car, so I wanted a model of it. And
it was AJ Foyt too.
And it was AJ Foyt because I've been wanting a Foyt car to win.
It was AJ Foyt. I kept telling Marco, well, if it wasn't for those 2 cars in the front, he would have had a crack. But being 5 back,
he looked really good.
Technically.
Yeah, he looked.
Yeah,
he looked really
when
good.
When he came out of the pits, that's when Palou got in front of him. So he would have won that. Could have had a good shot at winning it. who knows what would have
I
turned
wanted the
out.
car. I love that. I really like the
That's
looks of
the
it.
guy
And
that ever went.
and I always like. Well, I'm
Yes,
always rooting for one of the Foyt cars to win. I want to see AJ get another one.
Yes, and
well,
that
Ferrucci was
there's a lot
good
of guys
too.
that want that Ferrucci car. That would be
Ferrucci with either one of them. I would have loved it. Well, a
Mhm.
Ferrucci car. I mean, heck, you got the red, white, and blue. How can you lose? But I really
I was
like the
rooting for
looks of that.
Ferrucci. I was hoping.
Yeah, either one of them. But when I saw there could have been a
The
chance
DHL
for
was
Malekis to win, when I was looking for a chance for that, man, I was like, that car's good looking. I love white and blue together, and just a personal preference. So I guess I was.
He's going to be a Penske driver. Get used to him. That's going to be Will Power's replacement. No, it's Will Power's replacement. Everybody knows it. He's definitely a Penske driver.
Really?
And I don't think, unless you watched the series last year, the kid is unbelievable on ovals. McLaren had him, and then at Indy, I don't know how he screwed his wrist up, but he ended up having to get out of the car. And McLaren went with that kid that they have that flipped last year. He didn't do very, very well at Indy this year. And I couldn't believe they let him go. And Foyt scooped him up. I don't know if I'm not so sure that Penske didn't help on that deal. But because they share information, Foyt and Penske. So they scooped him up, man, right away. Because if you watch ovals, what do you have, a pole last year? He led a lot of laps on a couple of the ovals. He is good. That kid's going to be I kept telling Marco, I go, that could be your next Rick Mears there,
Yeah.
And as the race was going on, Marco kept laughing at me. But he's going to be wrong. That kid is going to be great. He's definitely great on the ovals. He's good on the road courses as well. He's a hell of a driver. But I still can't believe McLaren, dumped him. But good for Penske, I guess, absolutely. And AJ right now. Yeah, AJ and Penske are doing terrible on the road courses, though. They're missing something. They need to call up and find out what they're cheating, what the other teams are doing. They haven't had a good run on a road course yet.
Yeah.
That last year they did. Year before they had a terrible run too, 2 years ago on the road courses. It's one of those things, even though they say, oh, it's the same car. No, the car keeps developing. It's got an extra 150 pounds now, with that crap on it. It's just like the Cup car. That thing just keeps developing. Yeah. Even though we think it's the same car, these little things, it's that little bit now, getting tire wear figured out, how to, because they can still adjust camber. There's a lot of junk to adjust on those cars.
There is a lot. There was a lot left to the teams.
But yeah, it's going to be a hell of a weekend. But anyways, let's go over the kits again. Matt, what's your favorite one that we got coming out of the new batch? Got the 21 car.
What's as far as
the Tony?
Because for me
Tony
right now,
Tony
the Tiger. My favorite is the Wood Brothers throwback, the Lotus throwback. That's been my favorite one of anything new coming. And
you had to pick out the one we're sold out of. Huh?
Yeah.
That when from the moment that was announced, gosh, that is such
cool
good
looking car.
It looked great on, and then when we finally got to see it on the track, it just was even better.
Do we have any whiskey cars left, or are they all gone now?
We're counting. We don't know for certain.
Okay, so I'm not going to put that picture up. I'm going to consider it gone.
Yeah, if
that was a
we
good
do, they
looking one.
burned out. Yeah,
But I just love the Lotus paint. That Lotus paint
yeah,
job.
the Lotus looks good. The bummer of this box is it doesn't do the car justice, because that car
was
with
that was beautiful.
beautiful.
That
Probably
car
one of the
was
best looking cars this year.
It was a perfect design for night racing too. It just glowed in that on that track.
And then Red Bull's selling great. I don't know if it's SVG or the Red Bull logo, but it's selling like crazy.
Probably a little bit
Don't
of
have
both.
a lot of those either.
And that is a freaking really. And I have never been a Red Bull livery fan until it was really this box art. That shot of the car, I was like, man. I mean, I don't know. I love the looks of these new cars. A lot of people
they're beautiful
still
cars.
fight about it, but I think they're beautiful looking race cars. I think that looks like a Camaro sitting there. When you see a Mustang, it looks like a Mustang. I understand they're not exact perfect to what's on the street, but they're closer than we've ever had. And I just, I always envision when I like the looks of a race car driving down the street. So I look at those and go, man, that would look cool going down the road.
What's great about it too, Matt, they're not all distorted. Like I was watching the truck race, and the whole ass end of the truck, it's crooked. The whole damn car is crooked,
I hate
that. That's why I didn't like the Gen 6 car, because the Gen 6 car was all crooked.
When the Gen 6 car came out, I was a fan of that. I really loved what they looked like, but then I started noticing how they were all cattywampus, and I bought one of the kits, and the kit was that way, and I was like, it actually turned me off of building it. So I don't like all that weird deflected thing. I mean, and they were, back in the day when they were absolutely ridiculous, where the car already looked like it hit a telephone pole.
The banana cars?
Right. Oh, I absolutely didn't even watch the racing in that era. I just couldn't stand the looks of it.
Neither did I, Matt.
I lost interest.
I stayed with Indy and stuff, but I got turned off by it was after 92 when Richard retired, where the car just started getting more and more ridiculous every year. Of course, I watched Daytona and, the big ones.
Yeah, I would keep up with
but I wasn't clued in week week out, Yeah.
Yep.
And
exactly.
Then the car tomorrow with
the one thing about the car tomorrow, from far away, I remember watching a couple races, but I got bored with that pretty quick, because I actually came back when that hit this track, because they kind of reminded me, but it looked like there was all 1988 Pontiacs out there, the way the Grand Prix looked in 88 when they went to the rounded one. Right. And from far away, that's what they looked like. But at least the cars seemed to be more symmetrical in that era. But it got boring too.
Yeah.
But
I think
the same time you did, it was about 94, 95 when the slab side came, and then the cars started getting really misshapen. And I completely tuned out, and I went NHRA racing. I got really into drag racing in the mid-90s, and that kept me going for a good decade and a half. And then pro stock in NHRA started doing the same thing, and I was like, I'm done with that too.
And they all look the same. Whenever they took us around, they're all owned by the same person.
Yeah,
and
they're all Chevys.
Speaking of NHRA,
yeah,
I've been getting some work done on this.
A little tour of our Toyota.
Yeah,
this is cool.
I tell you, I got 2 phone calls. I had 2 phone calls from Paul Ron Cap yesterday. Napa wants to get involved, so they're trying to push us along as fast as we can. This car will be a little more simplistic because it's got to be sold at Napa stores.
Yeah.
So if you want all the extra little doodads, go buy them in the aftermarket. Or buy some 3D
we can handle
stuff.
That's all we need.
This thing has to go together. Well, it's got to go together easily, because it's the bulk of them are going to Napa stores.
Yep.
But it'll be beautiful. The body's dead on, the exact body in
Oh, that
scale.
body looks fantastic.
And I'm doing my best to I'm gonna, though it's not gonna have a lot of parts, I'm making sure that the parts that are in there are look good and have as much detail as I can put into them with our limits.
I think that
guy in the black hat is putting on me.
I tell you what, from what you just showed though, that looked basically what we had for years with the monogram funny cars. That's about all they were.
There's really very little.
Jim's problem is he had three. Well, here's our problem, Matt. Here's our problem. Take the monogram NASCAR kit, right? Shake the box, and then take Jim's next gen kit and try and shake the box. I mean, no matter how big I make that box, it still pokes out the top. So we can't let Jim just do his thing. We got to put restrictions on him.
But
you got this many trees, Jim. Good luck.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you something from my perspective, just here locally in Phoenix. NASCAR modeling was so dead, and like even in my club, I'm seeing more of the new car being built by guys here in Phoenix, and I know that it has to be going across the country. I know of a few guys, like I have a good friend of mine. I sent the picture to you yesterday, Jim. My good friend Mark Anderson.
Yes,
he's doing the Martinsville, the reverse paint scheme of Kyle Larson, and it's like his, I don't know, I think it's his fifth or sixth. And this is a guy that was always building 80s monograms, and he absolutely loves. And he says he showed me the picture of his chassis, which looked fantastic. He says he's about done with it. He'll be done this weekend. And he said that, after his fifth one or so, he says these things go together so easy. He just knows how to put it together. He actually figured out a new way of putting the whole, he sent me pictures. I got to look at it closer. I figured out an even better way to get the back assembly in and all this stuff. So he's really into it. And it is. It's a fun model to build. And it's very satisfying when it's done, what it looks like. That's a cool looking chassis, in my opinion.
And like Marco says, with all the decals and crap we put in them,
that's
an $80 kit.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I mean, if you go, amount of detail, it has as much crap as a 1/20th Tamiya.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, no, that kit, we definitely overdid it. We put all the bumper stuff, you didn't leave out. And the funny thing was, he left out one piece, a buried oil tank. There's no way you could ever find it, right? It's behind the shelf and up under the firewall. Some guy called up
the driver's seat.
I ain't gonna say the state, but complaining that why did you guys put the oil tank in? And I'm sitting there thinking 99% of all the kits out there left out half the parts on the car.
Yeah,
I mean, can you imagine making the IndyCar with all the actual parts? It'd be I don't know, be 500 pieces. At least, maybe more.
Now there's so many
Formula, any of those cars.
There's so many guys now that are like Iceman that are producing printed parts. I looked at a post yesterday that somebody got the, I don't remember if he got the files or had the parts printed, but it was a current Dodge, big block, and his prints came out gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I think it was Was it on your thing, Matt? I don't remember. But anyway, there are
Iceman
so many
Collections.
places where you can get those accessories that are just
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal. You know, I've got the stuff that I make that goes, but there's other guys that are doing some phenomenal stuff. Just and whatever you want. And this car, there's going to be guys that are going to go back and they're going to have 3D printed engines and all the parts that look perfect to go into this chassis and the frame and everything. And they're going to update them and push them and make them better. And you know what? I'm glad they do. I'm going to do everything that's within our abilities to get done, but you know, that's what's making this the best time for model builders ever, is because they've got all sorts of kits, ours and all the other guys, and then they can go accessorize and they can get the photo etch from Bill or Bob, excuse me. They can get you know, tires from this place and rims from Pegasus and wheels and all sorts of stuff that they can add to and customize in the craziness of what's available in aftermarket decals. So
and
it's
Grand Am knows from that Lucas C guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
well, you can also get all those wraps. You got all your carbon decals. You got all those heat shield wraps on spot models. Sells all that Model Factory Hero stuff. You got real rivets. You got Bob over at is that name Bob? RB Motions. I mean, making spark plug caps, distributor caps, every little nut and bolt that goes on a car. I mean, it's just insanity how much money. Like I told Jim on that one build I did, I probably got $2 or $3 grand over a year in that car with all the crap that was available. I mean, very little of that car is actually out of the box, you know? So it's just, it's just
that's always been half the fun. It's always been half the fun.
And then you got all these companies putting automotive paints in some of these so that we can all use automotive paints, you know, on our cars. So we're getting these great finishes. The decals are, Cartograph is through the moon right now on their decals.
Oh boy.
And it's the greatest, for me, the greatest. Hell, I remember waiting years to build, you know, petty cars just because there was no decals.
Yeah.
You know, and then Slick started it off, and then Mike, you know, picked it up, and Power Slide, and you know, then now the sky's the limit, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Ace decals, you got Taboo decals over in Europe. You got a Spaniard company that they sent me a bunch of decals, beautiful. I'm just the quality of stuff out there right now.
Three Amigos.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I you know, it's funny. There's a Spaniard company that is 3D printing wheels for our cars. You know, rims for the next gen car and rims for the monogram kit.
So they brought back
the rims for the monogram kit.
Yeah.
Is that a Polish Falcon or something?
If that's SCO,
they did suspension for the Lotus 79.
Yeah, I can understand them doing.
No, this is Falcon, I think.
I can understand them doing the 5 and 9 holes for the you know 80s cars, but I don't understand at all why they would be doing a rim for the next gen kit, because that is, you know, what are they doing? Are they putting
what they're doing? I've got a set of them, and it's not so much a rim. It's just they just get really heavy into the detail of the. It's kind of like a way to make it. Some of the guys who want to have the wheel when they display the car with the wheels off, and you can see the brakes. So they get really into the detail of the hub and the one lug thing and all that. And that's where they really concentrate.
I understand that, but not the wheel itself, unless
it's a little more involved because they make it all kind of almost functional. So
okay. Well, because
so that's
yeah, mine's got the
Guess
got
what?
the.
You can only put it on one kit.
What's that, Rick?
You can only
What,
put
Rick?
it on one kit. I don't care.
That's right.
I
You gotta
said
buy
it
gotta
only
buy the kit.
it goes on one kit.
Yeah. But
But anyways, guys, to recap, there's still stuff in the sell deal. Marco's got some great deals in. If you go in the sell section, we have some of the older next gen cars, which are the same damn cars. They're just maybe not the decals you want, but if you're looking just to get a car and put it together and have some fun and try it out, go into our sell section. There's a bunch of old cars, new cars in there that you can pick up. And also like this video, follow us because it will help get us to more people. Appreciate it. Like and hit. And who do you got for Nashville, Matt? That's a tough one. I don't even know the record there.
I haven't been computing it yet, but that's going to be an interesting race. I'm actually looking forward to that because that's a cool track.
Now, is that tonight or is that tomorrow evening?
That's tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It's on Prime, so it's not. You have to go into another room to look. Here, I'll look on my phone here real quick. I think it's tomorrow.
Somebody will answer.
I'm not digging this Prime thing. I hate to tell you, NASCAR. And why would you do the first Prime race on Memorial Weekend?
Yeah,
that was. I think that was just a dumb move.
Cup
tomorrow, race. And then is IndyCar today or tomorrow?
I do not know.
I think qualifying. Let's see here. Let's get a racing update real quick here.
Well, I guess practice or qualifying is over.
Schedule
turned off on my TV over there. So Cup practice and qualifying is on Prime today at 4:30. Xfinity is today. Thanks for popping up with these guys. Kyle Busch or Chase Elliott? Jose says
it's tomorrow.
What?
It's tomorrow. So hey, so we did a deal on the club meeting. If you could pick the winner of the Indy 500 and the winner of the World 600, we were going to give out the best prizes ever, and we didn't figure that out. But actually, Jim was in the finals going into the 600. What are there? 5 guys, right, Jim?
There were five of us.
There were 5 guys that had Pillow,
mm-hmm.
and none of them had Ross. So we had no winners. So what we did was at the club meeting, we gave away an extra kit, a Pillow kit. So we gave away an IndyCar along with our normal 2 giveaways. But we need to do that more often with the club. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
I was way off. I forgot who I picked even. I think I picked Ferrucci. I had Ferrucci and it was pretty close. I had Byron, I think, in the 600. But Kyle was fast at the 600 when I was awake. And then he spun out. Then
that was a bummer. He was looking good.
Then he got hit. He didn't have a good day. You know that? You know what's funny, though? It just shows you race fans are the most loyal group of people. You know that Kyle Larson didn't affect his IndyCar sales one bit, didn't affect the World 600 car one bit. He's still selling like crazy. Race fans are loyal. They don't jump
popular
ship.
Guy.
You know,
he's popular.
New Garden fans aren't becoming Pillow fans just because he won, 5 of the 6 races. Award fans aren't jumping ship. They know their guy will get their day.
even though it didn't end right, boy, he was impressive in that race. Newgarden was really impressive to have to be shot all the way to the back, and how he went right
Oh,
up
most
through.
impressive.
He could have done it. So
Oh, he would have
definitely
won that race. He was ahead
he
of
could have.
Paul Pato O'Ward when
He
the
was
thing
killing
wouldn't
it.
fuel.
Like in a
He would have been the
matter
car
of
to beat.
Yeah, it was no time he was in the top 10, and that was an impressive run.
Yeah, his ability to stay. Well, what he has what Rick Mears had, the ability to stay close to the car in front going through the turns. So that way he gets the big shot. Rick Mears had it. All the greats had it,
Yep.
The ability to stay close to the car in front of you through the turns. And he just has it, But yeah, it was a great race. I was happy for Chip. I even texted back and forth with him. He was pretty stoked. Because remember, Chip, all the championships he has, I think he only has only six, but all the years he's been there, he's got 6 Indy winners, And whereas, Penske's got 20. I think Penske was hoping. I think Penske pushed a button and ruined had a little electronic thing so the fueler wouldn't work. Or he might have gave the fueler a signal. The guy shut the valve off, right?
Press the button.
He's going, geez. I don't want to win this race.
Oh boy, yeah.
Then after the race, he found out half the guys were cheating anyways. What's funny is in IndyCar, these pundits make such a big deal. All the cheating and blah blah blah. You go over to NASCAR. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's right.
The difference between the pundits in NASCAR and the difference between the pundits in IndyCar, night and day.
Yep.
I mean, NASCAR is just built around, hey, you got caught cheating. So what? That's just the way it is over there.
Yeah.
But anyways, have a great weekend, guys. Look forward to the racing. Remember to like this YouTube thing. We need to get to more people so we can make more different cars.
Yep. Boop that button.
And catch Matt on the Lucas C channel on YouTube. Any day of the week, he's always there.
Always there.
And Jim, keep drawing away on that Toyota, huh, Jim?
I'm working on that, and then I got to get back to working on some instructions for this here little guy, Matt.
Matt. When am I getting my body?
Well, Matt's
when do I get that, Matt?
I'm probably going to send it out Monday or Tuesday at the latest. Right now, the second the plug is cooking, and I'm actually, as soon as we're done here, I'm walking out there. It's probably all hardened up, and I'm going to pull it apart and probably do a test pour tonight.
I might be able to be showing the car next week.
Yeah.
In fact,
I might have that car complete. It might be for sale by the end of next week.
It's actually this, because this one is like we're doing I did this mold quick so that we have a test one. This isn't going to be the production mold, but it gave me an opportunity to really kind of test some molding and techniques of how to make that thing look good. So we're going to know if my idea works really well here in a few hours. And Matt, I think it's going to cast real nice.
If it works, you may be able to even use your core plug again.
Yeah, you're right. I probably
might be able to.
Probably might, maybe, but no. I kind of went really fast. My claim wasn't as neat. It's not going to be. It's going to have a little rough edges, but it'll be fine. It'll be really fine, but it's not going to be the way I want the production mold to be. But I was able to figure some things out doing this mold, which it was really cool to do a practice run. Yeah, so I think that's going to turn out really cool. The rest of them,
so I need tires and a windshield, Matt.
Yeah, that's I gotta find.
So tires and a windshield.
Oh yeah, I've got the buck all done for the windshield. I gotta find some plastic to vacuum form so I can make that windshield. I have that tucked away somewhere. And tires, I had an issue with tires. I'll talk to you guys later about that, but the tires are turning out really nice.
Good. Rick, you can actually start right now on at least building in the engine and building the assembly of everything in front of including the front firewall to the nose. You can start working on all those metal parts. You do not need the monocoque to be able to do that.
But if worst case scenario, that monocoque.
To build the engine?
Yeah. The engine and all the front end. All the front suspension. You don't need the monocoque.
I'll have the whole thing done in 2 days, Jim.
No, you won't. Start now.
I'm not painting it. No, I'm not painting it. I'm putting it together because I want people to see what the products are that are used in the different deals. So if it's resin, I want them to see the resin. If it's spun metal, I want them to see the spun metal. You know? I want them to see exactly what they're getting, you know, because it's our first multimedia kit. So, you know, we want to advertise it is exactly what you're getting in the box.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I won't even probably shine up the spun metal. You know, you can buff that stuff out beautifully, by the way. I did a monocoque with that spun metal. Oh, it looks better than the real car, you know?
Jeez. Yeah, I'm looking forward to
that. All you do is you use the same buffing compounds you use to buff a body out, Matt.
Yep.
Just get a little heavier wheel, you know? And boy, that you can really, that spun metal stuff really looks good.
Yep.
But anyways, all right, guys. Thanks, Jim, for having us.
Way long. So, yep. Have a good weekend, boys. Talk to you later.
Take care.
Bye.
Enjoy the racing.
Enjoy.
Bye.